I am then going to go ahead and whoopsie. That was a slight mishap. Alright everybody, hello and welcome back to another episode on the Transport Fever 2 campaign with me, Spacefish. As you all may remember, in the last episode we actually finished off our campaign mission in America, and we are still in the second chapter but now moving on to its third mission. So let's go ahead and do just that.
A small country in the heart of Europe, surrounded by nations increasingly at odds with each other. The 1930s have dawned, and the whole world groans under the weight of a severe financial crisis. Switzerland too. The word is, be thrifty and use available resources wisely, and don't ever antagonize anyone. That will be bad for business, which is bad enough anyway.
Alright, so a very interesting one then. Switzerland from 1930 to 1950. So, well, from the nationalist power grab in Germany out to the end of the Second World War and a little bit beyond that. So, a very interesting time frame for this mission. Let's get going and see what it does have in store for us. And as always, I'll see you guys after the loading screen.
The global economy is down for the count. The political climate has dark clouds on the horizon. In Switzerland too, events are being viewed with a worried eye. Of all people, you have been promoted in this precarious situation. Only recently it's now you who guides the fate of the Swiss federal railways. Make your contributions so that the country survives these difficult times unharmed. There were times when the future looked rosier. That goes for the Swiss Federal Railways as well. The business losses are too heavy, even for a state-run railroad. You have the equally difficult and thankless task to reduce as many expenses as possible while still maintaining basic service. That's the story. Good luck with it. It's painful, but there's no other way. You're forced to reduce maintenance and abandon services that don't make a profit.
Alright, so here we are then, Switzerland at the dawn of a big financial crisis, or maybe even in the middle of a big financial crisis. Not actually 100% sure on the timeline right there, but yeah, so we are then in charge of the Swiss Federal Railways, and we need to actually take care of some optimization, which, if you guys know me, I'm all about that optimization. If you have watched any of my Good Company episodes or any of my other stuff on any Tycoon-like games, you will probably know that very well. So, let's go ahead and check out some of these lines, and holy moly, are they losing a lot of money. So, we have got a passenger line right here. Let's actually start by renaming these maybe, so I've got a clue of what is what. So, we've got Zurich to Friedrichshafen passenger line. Then we have got this one right here, the green one. Where is that train coming from? What is the train doing? Where is the line at? Yes. Already off to a great start. I think maybe it's up here in the north. Okay, yeah, it definitely is. We are getting... Wait, what? You can't be... What? Wait. This thing is going from the farm to the food processing plant, and it's got flat cars with... Game Drifts are trolling, aren't they? Flat cars with side stakes. Are you sure that's the right... Okay. You know, let's probably change that for the better. Alright. Ooh, very interesting locomotives out here. A lot of which I have not seen just yet. So, I mean, this one we have on free play, right? This one I think is new. Definitely new, definitely new, definitely new. Very, very interesting altogether. But yeah, so, yeah, that was kind of very weird. I'm gonna get, like, some proper carts on there and, you know, and that's then hopefully gonna get it going and work out. We've got an E35 on it, so it should be more than fast enough. I'm not gonna need to up the carts there any further, and it does seem to... Oh, actually, we can exchange it with this locomotive and save ourselves like half the maintenance costs, which would be nice. So let's optimize away even further then. Cool. Very fine indeed. So we are going to be doing that then. That should then make a whole lot more sense. And I mean, we could probably even make it longer, but we just want to turn a steady profit for it at the time being. So let's just start out with that. So we will call this grain food, not fruit, food processing plant. And what else do we have? I think, oh no, the blue line seems to be up here too. And the blue line seems to once more be, holy moly, that's a long line. From this small town, all the way up there, to another super small town, and you're wondering why this doesn't earn any profit? You can't be for real, can you? Okay, so let's call this Como Brigance. Wait, need the dash in there? I'm sorry. That's just my little bit of OCD right there. But yeah, so definitely a questionable one. We will be coming back to that. And then we've got this very, very light green one, which seems to be going absolutely everywhere. What? Oh, so we need grain and Como. Oh, and then we need food in Bellinosa. But is Como even making any food, or is it just taking... Wait. Is it supplying food? Or is it making... It's... that doesn't make any sense either, does it? Like, this thing is taking grain, it's not making it. What? Okay, let's change that. Very, very confusing again. So let me check out this railway line. Does seem like the train has got a lot of alternatives, and the road, like, not the road signs, but like the train signs and the navigation signs, everything should be set up. So I think I'm good to be doing this. So we will call this the food to Como line for the time being, or food to Como, let's just call it that. And we will just get like Bellinosa, no wait, food, okay, so we will call it food Bellinosa actually, just like that. Then we will get Como out of there, and I'll make a new line from here to there. And we will call it grain Como. Just like that. And we could, like, theoretically get another line going to down there, but for the time being, we obviously kind of just want to take care of some optimization work. That said, I am kind of missing a train depot. So let's just get... Is there anything below this? No. So I'm just going to get one going, like, right here. Just like that. Whoa! And, you know, tearing that down. And I will be getting a... Ooh, fancy. High-speed tracks. Very fancy. That's definitely a new addition to the bunch. And this is also very, very definitely a big issue right there. So, not allowed to build a Bodo? Oh my god, no! What do you mean not allowed to build a Bodos here? I do not very much appreciate that. How am I supposed to get like a new train out there? I could get one in from all the way up there. There's 2 train lines in this. Yeah, let's do it. I think that should be doable if this is all connected. It does very much look like it. Okay, so gonna buy a vehicle. Gonna make it this cheapish one because... Oh, wait. we don't really need much more than that. And, well, actually, I think I'm actually going to make it an A35 because I am going to make the train pretty darn long. And then we need some gondolas. And, I just why I'm getting that thing right. I'm not getting it for the speed, I'm just getting it for the actual power. Because, as I said, this thing will be pretty long. Just going to make it 200 capacity to ensure that we can get a lot of grain pumped into that food processing plant. And then that thing will go out there. So let's get that going for a start. Let's hope that everything will work fine and the train will actually reach the place. And then maybe we can have like a quick look at this passenger train. I don't know what to say about that, to be honest. Oh, there's actually 13 passengers in there, so I mean, it's not totally stupid, but like nearly. I don't quite know what to say there. Like, what's the difference between these? Okay, so this one has more capacity, less emissions. So this one's better overall, but at a higher maintenance cost. So we could theoretically downgrade if needed, I suppose. Let's see how much money this thing makes. Because, I mean, this thing's going from Como, right? Which there's a bunch of people in Como. And where the heck is this even going? Is it going all the way up there? Is that what I said? Holy moly, I mean, that's a long distance. God. That just can't end up being profitable, can it? Okay, so about the passenger lines, let's see if we will have to close those down. We've also got this other thing, which doesn't really make that much sense. We had going from Zurich to... Which Zurich... No, I mean, Zurich is actually pretty big. There's 30 people waiting right there. So maybe that's actually something. It's empty right now. Okay, well, first things... Oh, no, this thing can actually... Okay, so the carriages can go 100 kilometers an hour. Let's pause for a second. I'm going to add, like, 2 more carriages to it. Just to give us some more capacity. And then how are we doing out here in Friedrichshafen? We are not really doing too great. Not really too many people waiting up there, but I'm thinking this should be possible to get it to be profitable, to be honest. With, like, passenger traffic growing by a bit. Oh, wait, so we need to reduce the overall loss to a maximum of 520k. That's pretty fine. I mean... If we've got like a few passenger lines losing out on money, that will eventually grow and then make us money. That's still fine if, we can compensate with some of these other lines, which this thing, by the way, doesn't make any sense in its current state. Let's add like another 3 boxcars to it. That thing is way too short for what it is. Now, it's obviously not transporting anything yet, which is why it's making a loss, because we're waiting for this big thing up here. But, eventually that should be fine. I am kind of interested in how much grain will be stored out here. I will try and dynamically adjust the whole capacity of this train to how much we will end up having up here. We can probably check out line frequencies. We should be at 157, so I can make this thing a bit longer to up our efficiency on that. Let's make it 240. How much does that get us to? It gets us to 127. So we can, well, I mean, this should already make us profitable. Yep. What? Wait.
And the electrification of routes would even allow money to be saved.
Ah, okay. Alright, so increases accessibility value for public transport in the towns to a total of 800 and transport 100 people. Okay, so we want transport within the towns. Money to be saved in the long term through electrification. For me, it looked more like electric trains cost me more rather than less. See, I mean, I've got this thing, which cost me 1.5 mil. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, this thing, yeah, sure, is cheaper. But other than that... Okay, now that said, let's get some local. Can I actually even get local transport going? I was not allowed to build, was I? Let's check it out. So if I was to place like a road depot out here, it does look like I can do that. Okay, so we could go and get some trams out here. you know, get some public transport out there to people, get some streets upgraded, all that good stuff. So let's do that. Let's go and get this thing out here. Let's make it an electric tram track. Is this medium streets? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, so going to get that stuff out there. Probably gonna make it, you know, all the way around the outside of the town, and then back like that. And we will need like a tram stop or two, maybe one somewhat close to here, and one on may I please? No, here. Yes, okay, that's fine. So yeah, didn't even need that curve here, but that's fine. I am going to buy a few vehicles. What just spooled up right there? That was weird. Anyways, I'm just going to get one of these, I think. Actually, maybe two. Let's get two. Just to make sure that we have got a bit of that. Oh, I didn't even know that possibility existed of creating a new line that way. Very, very interesting. That said, I totally didn't add a second station to this, so let's change that. And let's call it Como Tram. Cool, so that's the first one right there, and that's some brand new trams steaming off the assembly lines right there. We do actually know those from free play already, so I'm not going to have too much of a look at them. But that said, look at that view though. Let's get rid of that real quick. Pretty beautiful, innit? Okay, so that's the first bit of public transport right there, but we will need to get a bunch more work out on that. And I do kind of intend on going with Zurich next, and then maybe like Friedrichshafen, so like, and then like Bregenz, so like the bigger, you know, local passenger transportation hubs, I think, are going to be the first things on my list to take care of right here. So, streets then. I am going to be upgrading all this yet again. Gonna, you know, try and have a little less curvature in there, just get it through more or less what will be the center of the city, sort of like this. Okay, so buildings then. I would like one right here next to the train station again, which will, by the way, actually also increase our profitability when people, when people choose to use that to go to the train station, because they can now come to the train station from way further away than was possible in the first place. So this should definitely be covering all of the city. I will, as always, need a new and fancy line. Whoopsie. That should be fine. I'm just going to exclude that because honestly this thing's probably close enough. So new and fancy line right there, which will be called Zurich Tram. And actually this thing's not going to include it all, is it? I am then going to go ahead and whoopsie. That was a slight mishap. I'm gonna move that thing to like over here instead then, so that we can actually, you know, add it to the list of our stations like this. Not like that. Not like that. Add it to the list of stations like that. I would definitely like to move it up if possible. Can I? May I? Doesn't look like it. So 1, 2, let's just remove Church Lane then and add Church Lane at the very end. Just like that. Okay, so that is going to be our Zurich tram, and I'm definitely going to get more trams out there because I'm actually going to get this thing out there. That's going to be a new one. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm going to get like 4 out there because the more people we actually transport right here, the more people want to use the train. The more people want to use the train, the more money I actually make on that. So that's definitely very, very much worth it. Let's get these things out there though. Let's look at these new trams. These are certainly brand spanking new, yellow and absolutely cool looking. I do very much like those. There's even, oh, see there's the next station up there. Very interesting. Are they just swapping like paper cards through or something in there? I don't even know. But that's pretty cool. So Zurich is set up. Public transport accessibility value is going up, but holy moly, it's really not going up that quickly, is it? I feel that's going to be a lot of work before we actually get that value to where the game wants us to be with it. So I think probably when we are done with the trams for the major cities, what will probably help out with this whole accessibility value thing is just when we actually end up, well, what was I willing to say? When we actually end up doing stuff for the smaller cities, because we can probably just build a road depot somewhere, you know, throw some bus stations out there and then, well, be done with it. So that's probably a bit quicker than like setting up this whole tram network and everything. So well, maybe that is hopefully going to be a slight bit of a factor. That said, let me set up stuff for brigands out here. I do have tram lines out there, so that's good. Just gonna set it up like that, and we're gonna get a new line going from here to no. Did it again. I keep doing it. I looked at it up there just to make sure that that was going to be fine, and then it wasn't. And actually, I absolutely didn't pay attention to these things need to be on the right side of the road. That's actually something that I just now saw that is an issue. I don't think I ever paid attention to that in my free play gameplay, did I? You guys gotta let me know that stuff. Whoopsie. That's a bit of an issue. So, yeah, slight bit of a skewing right there. Definitely something to watch out for that kind of stuff then. If you guys are playing this game on your own, definitely make sure to put these stations on the right side of the road. I never even thought of that. Okay, I mean, that's definitely a little bit of a mess up. Now, the question being, where are we in Bregenz here? No, I think this was Friedrichshafen, wasn't it? I think so. So let's call it that, and let's, you know, speculate on it being that. Okay, it is. All right, perfect. So I am going to go and buy 3 of these trams, and I am going to assign them to that tram thing. Look at that. We are actually very nicely going up here. We are transporting a lot of passengers by rail too, so that's very nice. It's very fine, and I'm just gonna keep going with this stuff. I'm gonna be making more and more and more electric tram railways. Actually, this place is pretty small, isn't it? I'm not even sure this is worth a whole tram, but you know, it'll expand. And the thing is, it's attached to our railway line, right? That's why I'm kind of prioritizing the thing and the size that I'm giving it, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So let's try and put this on the right side of the road this time around. Where does this continue, actually? Am I missing a tram? I knew it. I knew it. Okay, so let's try it like that. That should be very fine. Gonna set up a new line. 1, 2, and 3. And see, no, that's a perfect circle. That works out. And we will call it Bregenz Tram. And that should be all the major cities. At least those that are connected by actual railway. And that should be all those now connected up nicely with a tram, so people can actually travel locally. So yeah, very, very happy with that one. Now we've obviously got a lot of these smaller side cities, but I'm just now noticing that I actually even have I mean, my intent with the bus depot was honestly like, okay, you know, I'm just gonna have like local, well, like one bus depot going and then the buses go back and forth. But these cities are not even connected up by roads. That's kind of mad, to be honest. Okay. Yeah. So, question being, what are we going to be doing here? It's kind of annoying. I mean, I could get all these, like, this is like in range of all of the city, isn't it? We don't even need public transport in these cities. Well, we would need in this one, Lucerne, but Schaffhausen is, for example, like totally in range of everything. And St. Gallen would be as well. Okay, I mean, let's maybe do this. Let's maybe for these 2 cities, set up a new passenger line between the 2. And I'm going to call it St. Gallen to Schaffhausen. There we go. Okay, and we will just go and get like a small little train right here, and we will get like a few of these things. Yeah, it's probably already too much capacity, isn't it? Let's just do it like that, and we will go and get that going too. Oh, and there we go. Public transport accessibility value is very, very much where we need it. Now we just need to hit our transporting passengers by rail goal, and I am hoping that my trams are going to be helping with this. Like, there's no real major cities in this region other than the few that we've already connected up, so I don't know. I feel I'm just going to keep it at this, and I'm going to be fast forwarding time a bit, so like the trains go back and forth, and we can transport some passengers, and you know, then we can, in the next episode, come back to this and be done with our second goal. I was kind of worried actually right now that this was just our first goal, but we can be done with the second goal of this campaign mission. But well, for the time being, with this somewhat beautiful view, there we go, that's a bit better even, isn't it, of the Swiss mountains, I would like to end this episode right here. So I do hope that you all very much enjoyed it, and if you did, please make sure to hit that like button down below. And if you're new around here and did enjoy this episode and would like to stay around for more of my content, also definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button down below, as well as the bell icon right next to it to stay up to date on all my future upcoming episodes. That said, as always, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you'll have a great day, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.